Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Diane Russell.
Bienvenido, Democrats! Are you fired up? Are you fired up to never have to say the words, Governor LePage again? My name is Diane Russell. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. I fight like a girl, and I am running for governor to put power back into the hands of working people where it belongs. You know, 2 years ago, I was standing right down there where you were, and we did this magical thing. We defied the odds. They told us that we could not change the party rules and put power back into the hands of people. They told us that it was impossible to eliminate the superdelegates, but we introduced an amendment at our convention. And within 2 months, 20 state parties all across the country passed similar amendments to take power away from those with it and to give power back to the Democrats who actually show up to the polls and do the work. Ladies and gentlemen, they told us we couldn't change the party rules locally, and what we did was to change the way Democrats across the country nominated the leader of the free world. That is what we can do when we stand together. The system is broken, but it wasn't a coffee cup. It didn't fall off the table. This was intentionally rigged. It has been rigged by the powerful, by the elites. It has been rigged by the people with the money against the rest of us. Yes, I agree that money in politics is a really important issue. Thankfully, I only have $40 average donations, so I'm not going to get bought and paid for. But the fact of the matter is, we have to fix the system, and that requires someone who has the balls to fix the system. And that means we need someone who understands how we fix elections, election systems, I should say. The other party seems to know quite well how to fix elections. Back in 2007, I had this crazy idea that maybe we should change our election system to ranked choice voting. 2007, they said it's impossible. You can't do it, Diane. They're just not gonna understand. And then we got it on the ballot box against all odds. And then we passed it. We explained to people what it could be like if people had the right to vote their hopes and not their fears. It is a radical notion that democracy should mean about political power in the hands of real people. It is a radical idea that people should govern themselves. It took a revolution to create that democratic system, and it's gonna take an insurrection to keep it. We got it passed, and then it got put into the hands of the politicians. See, what we did is we went out there and we said we would like a better election system so that we can have better politicians. And they came back and said, we're quite content with the politicians you have. And there we were, 5 of us, on October 23rd, and 8 Democrats sold us down the river, by the way. And we had to look people in the eye and tell them that we were going to do a people's veto, knowing that we had a 5% chance of even getting the petitions in time for Election Day. And we stood up before those cameras and we said that we are going to bring it. And we did. I asked you to go in the middle of a bomb cyclone with your pen and your petition and to defend our democracy, and you stood up in record numbers, and you came back in the middle of a polar vortex with 80,000 signatures to send a message to Augusta that the people will be heard. That is what we can do when we take the shackles off of each other, when we dream bigger, when we fight for real freedom, not for ourselves, but for others, for the next generation. And what happens when we put power back into the hands of real people? Magic. We defy gravity. We will have Medicare for all. And if you nominate me, I am the one person that can look you in the eye and tell you I will deliver it, because we will do it together. And I think it's time for Maine to have a new deal, because when workers do better, we all do better. We have the right to quality, affordable health care. We have the right for nurses to have basic staffing ratios. We have the right for equal pay at equal work. We have the right to pay equity so that male-dominated industries do not make more than female-dominated industries. We have the right to organize at work. We have the right to take time off when we have children and spend it with our children without going broke. We have the right to build a public option retirement system to supplement Social Security so that our elders retire in dignity. And we have the right to go to college without being indentured servants like I am when we graduate. You promised that if we graduated, if we did the work, that we would have a job that paid the bills, and we were lied to. It is why I fought and took up pens many years ago to create the Opportunity Maine program in this state, one of the best financial aid programs in the country. We are in dark times, but out of the greatest darkness throughout all of human history have come the greatest advancements toward enlightenment. You've stood with me time and again, and I am asking you to stand up right now if you are ready to fight for Medicare for all. Stand up right now if you are ready to pay your teachers. Stand up if you are ready to fight so that kids do not have to go to school afraid that they will never come home. I want you to stand up if you are ready for a new dawn and a new beginning. We will march through the darkness, yea, through the valley of the shadow of death. We will walk, and we will not be afraid, because we will light with our own candles if we have to. And that light will shine through the dark, and it'll bring forward a new deal for Maine and a new era of enlightenment, as was promised in the original revolution. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Diane Russell. I fight like a girl. I am your warrior. I am asking for the right to be your commander-in-chief when the shit hits the fan. And it will hit the fan. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.